In a March 7th Huffington Post article, Yale junior Frances Chan reveals her struggles with Yale Health, who is convinced she has an eating disorder. Frances and her friends, family, dean, and personal physician insist she doesn't.
She has been subjected to weekly weigh-ins and urine tests and told that she'll be forced on medical leave if she doesn't comply. Michael Leopold tells us more.
Since last December, Frances Chan has battled with Yale Health over her low weight. At 5'2" and 90 pounds, Frances argues that her whole family is skinny and that she has never gained weight easily. She spent weeks complying with Yale Health's demands, but in the end, they continued to demand tests and weigh-ins. Frances took to the Huffington Post, where she documented her experience with Yale Health.
I literally walked into my suite and I started just crying very loudly, and my suite mate was actually in her room and probably doing homework, so she came out and talked to me and gave me a hug and was everything will be okay.
This happened after a long day of checkups and tests. Her low BMI, body mass index, the measure used to diagnose eating disorders, convinced Yale Health to hold her to a weight gain program. While Frances acknowledges that Yale Health should be concerned about students with eating disorders, she deplores the university's method of diagnosis.
They have a legitimate concern to be worried about all these students who have eating disorders, but I think the way in which they are doing it, simply using BMI, is problematic because BMI is just a reflection of weight and height and not personal history, family history, even things like muscle mass, stuff like that.
Her parents and friends proclaim she is naturally thin, as is her mother, and they are speaking out on her behalf.
I understand that Yale has an obligation to make sure that we're healthy, we're safe, and no liability on the school, and we're alive when we leave. As in, I can understand if someone is an alcoholic and comes in, then they deserve treatment. But for Frances, who consistently, all her friends, everyone, her dean, her master knows her as someone who eats a lot, and definitely doesn't throw up or anything like that. There's no signs that she's doing anything like that. The fact that they just keep trying to find little loopholes and little technicalities to bring her back in for another 2 hours of testing, that's ridiculous.
Since publishing her Huffington Post article, Frances says that Yale Health has not ceased its effort to increase her weight. However, she has not attended a single checkup or appointment since before spring break. Yale Health has responded by emailing her and insisting that she does not have the option of not cooperating.
Recently, my father emailed the medical director, and he emailed back and was like, your daughter does not have the option of not cooperating with us.
When asked for comment, Yale Health said nutrition therapy needs to be very individualized regarding its type of goals and the pace of treatment.
The editor I submitted my piece to actually, on the phone he told me that his roommate in Georgetown had gone through the same thing. And one of my friends at NYU who's very thin, she's a model actually, she has told me the same thing has happened to her.
If I had a mental disorder, I'd still probably consult Yale Health, just for my personal safety, but I would try to take it with kind of a grain of salt.
At the same time, they should not be applying this one-size-fits-all mentality to their healthcare because it really just hurts a lot of students who are underweight.
For YTV, I'm Michael Leopold.
The Association for Anorexia and Associated Eating Disorders says that over half of teenage girls use unhealthy weight control behaviors: cigarettes, skipping meals, laxatives, and vomiting.
And about 20% of people suffering from anorexia will die prematurely from complications.
With statistics like that, it's very clear that this is an extremely serious disease, but if this story shows us anything, it's also that each person should be looked at on a person-to-person basis, and no patient is the same.
Right.